Hello, music learners. Welcome back to music today. I brought a friend. It's Peter Rabbit. It's time for Peter Rabbit to come out and join us to learn our song. But I have got a story for you. Yes, I do. It's about eating carrots, Peter Rabbit. It's called The Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. Let's find out what happens in Mr. McGregor's garden.
Peter Rabbit awful bad found the garden gate. What a tummy ache he had, this is what he ate. Munch, munch, munch. Carrots, carrots, lettuce, lettuce, onion, celery, celery, turnip, mushroom, cabbage, broccoli, broccoli. I don't know if you recognize that song that has an echo to it. I'm going to try that one more time. I'm going to let you know all those things that Peter Rabbit ate. And when I sing carrots, there's an opportunity for you to echo back. Carrots. Here we go. I'll start again. Carrots, carrots, lettuce, lettuce, onion, onion, celery, celery, turnip, mushroom, mushroom, cabbage, cabbage, broccoli, broccoli. Let's start our story of Peter Rabbit, the tale of Peter Rabbit. Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mothers in the sandbank underneath the root of a very big fir tree. "Now, my dears," said old Mrs. Rabbit one morning, "you may go into the field or down the lane, but don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Your father had an accident there. He was put in a pie by Mrs. McGregor. Now run along and don't get into mischief. I'm going out." Then old Mrs. Rabbit took a basket and her umbrella and went through the wood to the baker's. She bought a loaf of brown bread and 5 currant buns. Now Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, who were good little bunnies, went down the lane to gather blackberries. But Peter, who was very naughty, ran straight away to Mr. McGregor's garden, and he squeezed under the gate. First, he ate some lettuce, and then some French beans, and then he ate some radishes. And yes, I can see he even found his carrots. And then, feeling rather sick, he went to look for some parsley. Peter Rabbit awful bad found the garden gate. What a tummy ache he had, this is what he ate. Munch, munch, munch. Carrots, carrots, lettuce, lettuce, onion, onion, celery, celery, turnip, mushroom, mushroom, cabbage, cabbage, broccoli, broccoli. Around the end of the cucumber frame, who should he meet? Mr. McGregor. Now, Mr. McGregor was on his hands and knees planting out young cabbages, but he jumped up and he ran right after Peter, waving a rake and calling out, "Stop, thief!" Peter was most dreadfully frightened. He rushed all over the garden, for he had forgotten the way back to the gate. He lost one of his shoes among the cabbages, and the other shoe amongst the potatoes. After losing them, he ran on all 4s and went faster, so that I think he might have gotten away altogether if he had not unfortunately run into the gooseberry net and got caught. He had large buttons on his jacket. It was a blue jacket with brass buttons, quite new. Peter Rabbit, awful bad, found the garden gate. What a tummy ache he had, this is what he ate. Munch, munch, munch. Carrots, lettuce, lettuce, onion, onion, celery, celery, turnip, turnip, mushroom, mushroom, cabbage, cabbage, broccoli, broccoli. There's Peter Rabbit, caught by the brass buttons. Peter gave himself up for lost, and he shed big tears. But his sobs were overheard by some friendly sparrows, who flew to him in great excitement and implored him to exert himself. Mr. McGregor came up with a sieve which he intended to pop upon the top of Peter, but Peter wriggled out just in time, leaving his jacket behind. He rushed into the tool shed and jumped into a can. It would have been a beautiful thing to hide in if it had not had so much water in it. Mr. McGregor was sure that Peter was somewhere in that tool shed, perhaps hidden underneath a flower pot. He began to turn them over carefully, looking under each. Presently, Peter Rabbit sneezed. Achoo! Mr. McGregor was after him in no time. Peter Rabbit, awful bad, found the garden gate. What a tummy ache he had, this is what he ate. Munch, munch, munch. Carrots, carrots, lettuce, lettuce, onion, onion, celery, celery, turnip, turnip, mushroom, mushroom, cabbage, cabbage, broccoli, broccoli. Well, girls and boys, that's the end of part 1, Peter Rabbit, the Tale of Peter Rabbit. Join me for part 2 when you have a chance. Or if you even want to go back and listen to part 1, that's okay. But take a break, maybe find a rabbit, eat a carrot, and then join me for part 2. See you in a little bit.